Hey everybody, this is Steli FD with Closer, and I want to talk about what you do and what you should do when your earliest customers are facing really big risks purchasing from you and buying your solution, right? I was just on the phone with a founder, a very prominent and famous founder, so I'm not going to be able to give out his name without his permission at least, who is building a new business, a new startup, and the type of solution he's selling, or the thing he's selling, his earliest customers will have to take an incredible amount of risk to purchase it and to go with him. I mean, I'm not talking about like the type of risk where it's like, oh, we paid $150,000 and the software didn't work. I'm not talking about the type of risk of like, oh, we spent so much time and energy and it didn't work out. I'm not talking about this type of risk. These risks are tiny compared to what we're talking about here. Like the type of risk that we're asking is, I mean, insane. It's the type of risk where if those companies, those early buyers, go with him and his solution in his company and it doesn't work out, he could have ruined the lives of anybody that worked at that company and all the investors of that business. It's like, it's insane. It's really, really big, right? Okay. But so we were just talking about a deal that came back to him after they had an early conversation a few months ago. The CEO of that business came back to him and said, listen, I love what you're trying to do so much, and I so believe in your vision that I really want to go with you. I've spent a lot of time talking to my board, exploring a lot of the options, doing a lot of research. I want to go with you. Are you guys really sure you can handle it? Are you really sure you can do this? Because there's no second chance here. And I know it's a little cryptic, but just go with me for a second. And so the founder was telling me, Steli, I want to tell him yes. I want his business, or I want to do this for them. There is a tiny bit of risk. Tiny. There's a 10% risk that we are going to fail them. And I'm not sure what to say here. I know that a lot of companies, they're just hyper aggressive at this point and they fake it till you make it, right? A lot of companies have been built on dishonesty, honestly, on outright lying. Just say, yes, we can do it. There's a 100% chance. We have this feature. We can hit this deadline. We will deliver this securely to you. Whatever it is, they give a promise to close those first crucial customers, although they're not sure if they can. And they put all the risk dishonestly over to the customer. And the customer doesn't know it, unknowingly. The customer is not okay with that risk. The customer is being left under the impression that there isn't a risk. And sometimes you say, yes, we can do it 100%. We're going to deliver. I guarantee you, we already have all these things or whatever it is. And then when you fail them as a startup, when you fail your earliest customers, either that crushes your company. In some cases, we've all heard these heroic cases where the founder and entrepreneur scrambles and pulls out rabbits out of their ass and makes magic happen, and in the last second creates something that was impossible to create, and they made it happen. They got the customer, they delivered to the customer what needed to, and boom, success. And massive money and value has been created for everybody, and these people are the heroic people we all, or some of us, look up to. But what about all these cases where the founders lie and the trusting early customers go with them and then they fail them? It can be heartbreaking. It can crush the startup, but it also can really crush and impact people's lives in a dramatic way. And it will forever tarnish your brand and your reputation. So this fake it until you make it, you can do it a little bit, and there's some truth to that, but too many founders, too many entrepreneurs, too many startups, they're pushing that idea too far. It's outright lie and hope it'll work out. It's not fake it till you make it. And I knew this founder has a big reputation, a big brand, and I knew he doesn't really want to do that, but he came to me to basically double check, if he's too weak or too soft, and he has just to toughen up and take the risk and be a more aggressive founder. And I think that to a certain degree, he was thinking maybe Steli is going to be super aggressive and just tell me to lie. But I also hope that he was hoping that I would give him a third option. So we talked a little bit about his use case, and we said, okay, so if I asked him, if the 10% happens and you cannot deliver what that customer needs, how late would you find that out? How late would it be once that is uncovered? And are there plan Bs? Would this customer be able to switch to another solution and still accomplish their goals without completely crushing this company? And the founder said, yeah, I think we could find that out fairly early, and I think there is a plan B and a plan B, C, and D. There's some alternatives. The question is, the founder was saying, the question is just, should I tell him about all this? Should I just tell him honestly, listen, I hope we can do it. There's risk. You're the first company we would do this with, so we don't really know. There's 10% risk that we might not be able to do it. And if it doesn't work out, you would have to go with some of these kind of alternative options. Should I tell him that? Will that make him afraid and fearful? And I said, yes, you should not tell him that in this way. The framing is really the problem here. Because in this case, you're not dishonest and strong, right? Yes, we can, although it's a lie. You're honest and weak. You're like, to be honest, I don't really know if we can help you. I don't really know if we can do this. I think we can do it, but there's a good chance we can't. That will create an incredible amount of doubt and uncertainty. And that doubt and uncertainty will, in 99.99% of the cases, that doubt and uncertainty will make the customer not want to do it, especially in this specific case where the risk is massive. The risk is just too high to be uncertain. So what's the alternative that we worked out together? The alternative that I want to share with you and that I want all startups to pick is the honest and strong approach. Don't lie, don't fake, be completely honest, but do it with strength. So instead of saying, yes, we can, and lying to people, or in the alternative scenario, in the opposite case, saying, maybe we can, I'm not sure. What I want you to say is, yes, we can. Again, just like in the strong example at first, but here, there's a 10% chance that it could not work out, or there's some chance it couldn't work out. You shouldn't even say the specific percentages because most of them are bullshit and you don't really know. Say, yes, we can. We will deliver this to you. There's a chance, a small chance, that it might not work out. And in order to make that a non-event for you, in order to eliminate all risk for you, we've sat down with the team and we thought about all the alternatives. There's a plan B, C, and D. Here are what the plans are. Here's the pros and cons for each of them. Because we are so certain and confident that we can deliver what we have promised you, we guarantee you that in the unexpected event of us not being able to deliver it, we are going to implement and execute plan B, C, or D for you. We're going to pay for it. We're going to map it out. We're going to actually work on it in parallel. So in case you have to switch, it's going to be seamless for you. There's going to be no additional cost. It's going to be a non-event. You're going to have zero downside. The framing is really important. So instead of saying, we really think we can do it, but because we're not sure, we have a plan B for you, you say, we really think we can do it. And just to show you how confident we are, we even are offering you a plan B because we're certain it's not going to get there. We're not going to have to use plan B. That, you think that's semantics and it's just a slight difference. That makes all the difference because you're honest now, but you're also strong. You're telling the reason you're even offering a plan B is you don't think you're going to need it. The reason you're willing to pay for the plan B is because you think it will never get to that point. It's a very different discussion than saying, I think we can do it, but if not, maybe we'll have to do a plan B. And if we really have to, maybe we even should pay for it, right? That makes me very, very nervous. When you're honest and strong, you give them the confidence to go with you. You seem so confident that you're even willing to pay money, in the unlikely event that you can't do it, but you also seem honest, so you're much more trusted. Now I completely believe in you and want to go with you because not only are you confident, you're telling me you can offer me the solution I need, but you're also so honest to acknowledge that there's risk and you're so ballsy to assume that risk away from me so I don't have to carry that as your early customer. Make sense? I give you a simple example because I can't talk. The moment I tell you some more specifics, you'll instantly know who I'm talking about, and I don't want to do that. So I'll give you an easy example here. Dishonest and strong is when, let's say, you have a product that nobody has ever used. Let's say it's an enterprise level product. Maybe it needs a lot of implementation, and you just approach the customer and you say, no, we have many other customers. It costs $1 million to buy, just buy it. And when they tell you, are you sure that this is going to work? Is this really tested? You say yes, although it might have bugs and it's never been tested. And so you lie to them, they purchase, and when things go down, when things break, if your solution doesn't work, if it is buggy, then the customer just has the problem and they're unhappy and screaming, and they might want to sue you or get their money back, and you might fight with them, and all these problems can be created. The honest and weak example in this case, where you sell an enterprise level complicated technology that might need the customer to purchase a 1-year deal from you, a 1-year pilot, is when you're honest and weak instead of dishonest and strong. You might just be telling them, and this is something a lot of startups do, a lot of startups make this mistake. You might just be telling them, well, you're our first pilot customer, and because we've not tested the system, because we might have some bugs, and because we don't really know how everything works, we're going to give you the pilot for free. Just use it for free for a year, and then if it works at the renewal, we're going to ask you to start paying us money for it. The honest and strong example in this, so instead of charging them $1 million for something that's totally unproven and telling them it is, instead of telling them it's free for a year and then if you want, you can pay us if it's really valuable, the honest and strong, the third option, the option I want startups to take, is the one where you tell people, you're one of the earliest customers, we're going to do a pilot, it costs $1 million, but because you're a pilot customer, we're going to include a full money back guarantee, no questions asked. At any time during that year, if you're not getting the value you want, the service you want, if the solution doesn't work as promised, you're going to get all your money back. See how money back guarantee and free is practically the same thing, or could be the same thing. If the customer's unhappy, they can end up not paying you anything. But see how different it is if they have to give you $1 million and then come and ask you for that money back if it doesn't work out, versus if they from day one get it for free because you're so weak, you're so uncertain, you're lacking such confidence that you are willing to service them for a year, and you're not, confident enough to ask them for anything in return. That's the difference. I want you to ask for the full amount of money and offer a money back guarantee. So if you don't deliver the value, you give them the money back, versus giving it to them for free because you're not sure how much value you create, versus asking them for tons of money without any guarantees and pretending it's good. Does that make sense? So please be honest, but also be strong. No matter what you do, I'd rather have you be honest and weak than dishonest and strong. But funny enough, the honest and weak oftentimes, they fail at an even bigger clip or faster clip than the dishonest and strong ones, because everybody wants to work with confident founders and CEOs and startups. But the dishonest ones are the ones that create toxic environments, that destroy value and create bad brands and reputations, and I don't want you to be one of them. I want you to be one of those people and organizations that create an incredible brand and reputation with real longevity, but also gets the deals done, closes the deals, makes the customer, the early customer that has a lot of risk buying from you, makes them feel comfortable and confident and calm, because they need to, otherwise they cannot buy from you. So offer them the truth, but do it from a position of strength. Hope this was valuable. I'd love to hear from you, so just shoot me an email at stelly@close.io if you have any feedback on these ideas, or if you have any experiences or examples or any challenges you want to share. And if you've not done it yet, make sure to go to blog.close.io and subscribe to our blog. Until next time, let's go out there and let's get them.